My name is Renee Castilla, and I live at 442 West Northgate in Irving, 75062. And I'm here as the chairman of the Mayor's Human Relations Advisory Committee and part of the Hispanic leadership in the city of Irving. And I have other members of the Hispanic leadership who are here with me tonight. If I may, I'd like to recognize them with the 3 minutes that I have. If you stand, please. Al Sapanto, Manuel Benitez, and Roland Medina, and Rachel and Bob Moon. We are concerned as a community about the last few days and what has transpired at City Hall and in the newspapers about two top Hispanic executives in our city. Seeing their names in the paper surrounded in controversy certainly gave us pause, and it certainly gave the Hispanic community pause about what is happening. It's too bad, but nevertheless it's occurring. The city of Irving, as you know, is 42% Hispanic. That translates to 84,000 people. And I might add, for those in the audience, they're not all illegal. Okay? I want you to know that as a Hispanic community, we were proud when we learned that Tommy Gonzalez was named our city manager. We were equally proud when Mario Molina was named as our fire chief. In the time that they've served in those capacities, I've come to know them as men, as fathers, parents, civic servants. They're good men. They're men of courage. They're men of integrity. And they have a sense of community. Since they've been in office in their respective positions, I've seen them in the community, talking to the community about the city and about the opportunities that it offers. Since they've been in their respective roles, and since the mayor has been mayor, we've seen great gains in the Hispanic community in the quality of life and the community relations between the city of Irving and the Hispanic community.
1 minute left.
I know right now that they're caught in the crosshairs of leadership. They made decisions. They made difficult decisions. They made controversial decisions. But that's what leadership is. And I think Mr. Phillip can tell you that because he's a trainer in leadership. Good leaders make tough decisions. But there are bumps and bruises that go along with that. Herb knows that. He's been running for office since he was on the city council again and again, and all along the way he led. But each time that he led, he got pushed around and he got bumped around. Roy, you had your experience on the Kroger issues, and you felt it when people said, didn't appreciate your vote, but yet you stood by your integrity and what position you had, and you stood by it and voted the way you wanted to, and thought that you should. Rose, you're out in the newspaper today, taking a position. We're going to support our city manager. And I was pleased to hear about that and read about that. But that's what happens with a leader. They get out in front, and they realize that there's accountability that goes with being a leader. But the other thing that I must remind you is that Herb and this city council made it possible for your executives to make a decision. You empowered them to make decisions without fear of reprisal. Now they did. They made some decisions, good or bad, nevertheless they made some decisions. Now I would say, admonish them if you must, for decisions that they should or shouldn't have made, for things they should or shouldn't have said. But don't fire them. Don't threaten them with their jobs. That would be the worst thing that could happen to our city, certainly to the Hispanic community. We're proud of these two men. So I implore you, in this political season, don't be influenced by the season of politics. Don't make these men the fodder to feed that satisfies the hungry jackals. As a Hispanic, as chairman of the Mayor's Human Relations Advisory Committee, my prayer is that you step back, take a breath, and take a good look at the job and the service these two men have provided this city. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Anthony Bond.
Oh, no. I'll be later. Anthony Bond, 4109 West Northgate, number 821. Yesterday was a pretty sad day for me as a citizen of Irving, and somebody that's given a lot of my life and a lot of my time to devoting to trying to make that Irving a better place to live for all people, white, black, red, or yellow. Discrimination is wrong in any form. It doesn't make any difference whether it comes from the grassroots staff or the leadership. I echo what Renee said. Tommy Gonzalez, in my opinion, has been an outstanding city manager, continues to be. I call him Super Mario. Super Mario is one of the finest human beings that I've met. He's an outstanding human being. I'm not a firefighter, but I've talked to several firefighters, and it saddens me as a citizen of Irving to see the disgruntlement that has been in the paper lately on behalf of our firefighters. They're our first line of defense. I mean, if I had a heart attack, these guys and girls would come and hopefully try to save my life. If it was Joe Putnam, Tommy Gonzalez, Mario Molina, or Joe Putnam that had the same situation, I hope the firefighters would treat all of us the same. Discrimination on the part has been alleged on the part of our fire chief. It's been alleged, but they tell me today there was a positive sign, and the fire chief withdrew or didn't let go forward the demotion of one of our assistant chiefs. And the firefighters, they told me, got up and was pretty pleased about that. It seems like we've got two opposing forces. We've got a good leadership team, to me, that's largely Hispanic. Tommy, and Renee alluded to it. Tommy and Chief. I'm hoping and praying, firefighters, and they're telling me that it's not true, that all of this disgruntlement has nothing to do with the ethnicity of our chief. Wow. I hope and pray that that is true, because all of us should want to be treated like everybody else wants to be treated. So if you all were in Chief Molina's place, my question is, would you want to be treated the same way y'all treating Chief Molina? And I hope and pray, like Renee says, that this is not a breaking point. Our city is tremendously blessed. I believe our city is tremendously blessed. Economically, socially, we all run around here bragging about the fact that we've got an international city, and we do. God designed it this way. I didn't have nothing to do with it. So over 60% of our city is non-white. It's just the changes. Let's all work together and live together and try to find common ground. See, it seems like to me there's no common ground in the fire department. It's got to be. I'm urging you as city council people, Tommy, find it. Keep our chief. Keep our firefighters united. They're an asset, and I think the chief's an asset to our city, and I think the firefighters are too. I hope y'all can keep all of them together. Thank you.
Our third speaker is Manuel Benitez.
Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council, and citizens of Irving. Tonight I'm here probably on the same issue that you just heard. It, to me, is an issue that is kind of complex, because on one side you hear that Irving is a first-class city. It's a city that's a progressive city, and it's a city that's, in my opinion, is above the rest. And one of the main concerns is that we're getting out of focus on the purpose of what city government is all about. When you, as council persons, got elected, you said that you would represent the citizens of Irving. I just remember that I forgot to identify myself. My name is Manuel Benitez, and I reside at 2108 Meadow Glen. I'm the founder of the Irving Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And that's one of the issues that kind of bothers me. If you have been a resident of Irving for many years, you go through downtown Irving, especially Main Street, and you see the part of Irving that's an older part of Irving, which is nothing wrong with having a well-established part of the city. But yet you see a lot of vacant land that it's an eyesore to the city, which I call city proper. And another thing that bothers me is why all the construction in Irving is going to the north. I've heard some say, well, it's due to the market. Well, if that was the case, why is that all the construction going over there? That Irving is Irving. Irving has a city limits, and there's not two Irvings, north and south. We're all part of Irving.
1 minute remaining.
And that's just one of the issues that, even though I've run out of time, that probably on the next city council meeting I'll bring up more issues that I think will be right down to the point. But the point that I want to make is that it's high time that we start getting into the important issues, the serious issues that are going to advance Irving into this 21st century, and it's going to make the city of Irving the greatest city in this country. So let's see more, I would say, professionalism in our part, not only in those that are in elected positions, but we should look at respecting one another at our endeavors, we as human beings. Thank you much.
Roland Medina.
Good evening. Madam Mayor, council members, city staff, city manager, and citizens. I've been living in Irving since 1973. I've seen it grow. I think you need to close ranks and move forward. I implore you to make the right decision and keep on going in the right direction. Thank you very much.
Roy Harvey.
Madam Mayor, council, city staff, city manager. My name is Roy Harvey, president of the Irving Firefighters Professional Association. I'd like to read a statement, if I will. As president of the Irving Firefighters Association, I'm here tonight to speak on behalf of our members regarding statements made during the council work session on Wednesday afternoon by the fire chief regarding recent disciplinary actions against some of our members. We would first like to address the comment made regarding the fire chief attempting to negotiate a contract with the mayor in return for altering his disciplinary decisions. His statement alone should be reason enough to create speculation on the severity of the punishment against our members. We would like to challenge the mayor and council members to further investigate statements made regarding the violation of federal laws in all these cases. We would encourage you to read the transcripts and present the scenario and documentation to the proper federal agencies requesting a professional interpretation. Federal laws are very specific to when such violations occur. Neither incident resulted in such. They only appeared to be mere speculations. Questions were raised regarding training on discrimination by one council member. The fire chief replied that indeed there had been training in such areas, but did not have the information available at that time. We make a request to the mayor and council to ask for that documentation to be presented, substantiating such claims of training in these areas and how they relate to these disciplinary actions. Also, the city attorney implied that the city was intentionally preventing the firefighter from going to arbitration as prescribed by the state law. We ask the mayor and council to look into this issue as well. All this to say, we would like to further emphasize the need for fair and equitable treatment of all of our members in regards to disciplinary matters and for the retaliatory actions to cease. We ask that the fire chief take immediate action on reinstating the battalion chief, a 27-year veteran, and immediately reinstating a 21-year veteran firefighter.
1 minute left.
We further ask that both gentlemen be made whole for their losses during their time off. Finally, we ask that no further action be taken on the assistant chief, a 23-year veteran. We want to be able to put our full focus on providing exceptional service to our citizens and visitors of this great city. Thank you.